There's nowhere at all I'd rather be today than here at Hockenheim for the German Grand Prix. We have an incredibly competitive field this year, which means we should be in for a treat. And judging by the sea of people filling the grandstands, there's a fair-sized chunk of Germany that agrees with me. With average lap speeds of around 130 miles per hour, the Hockenheim Ring is a quick circuit with a lap distance of 2.8 miles, around 17 corners. The main DRS zone through Parabolica leads into the hairpin for the best overtaking opportunity on the track. Anthony Davidson, a very warm welcome to you as you join me in the commentary box for today's event. Let's have a chat about Williams. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. A fantastic effort from Pierre Gasly yesterday puts him on pole, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Weber, Sebastian Vettel, and Hamilton, Hülkenberg, Leclerc, Perez, and Lando Norris, Ricciardo, Mr. Monaco, Devon Butler, and Sainz, Grosjean, Stroll, Alexander Albon, and Kimi Raikkonen. Giovinazzi and Daniel Kvyat completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Keep your eyes open on the run to turn 1 and keep it clean. We want to come out in one piece. Good luck.
Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back for round 12 of the F1 2019 Season 3 HAAS Road to Glory career mode for the German Grand Prix. And obviously if you guys are new around here and you did miss out the last one, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. The British Grand Prix was pretty damn crazy for the most part, and yeah, definitely one that you don't want to miss from this series. But here in Germany we found ourselves in 12th place on the grid ready for this one, so hopefully we can have a good race ahead of us nonetheless, you know, potentially sneak into the points if we can. And obviously Germany, it's quite a weird circuit in terms of strat on F1 2019. The one stop is possible, but it's just about trying to stick in a slipstream train of the quicker cars in front of you, so we'll wait and see as to how we fare. But we are ready though on the grid for the German Grand Prix. The 5 lights are coming on now, and it is lights out and away we go. They're actually responding quite well to the lights. Daniel Ricciardo gets off to a flyer though as we head down towards turn 1. We're going to try and move towards the racing line, in towards turn 1 there. Everyone concertina and up just in front of us there. If we'd just been, you know, sort of a couple of metres back, we could have definitely got a slingshot run on Ricciardo there. But down in towards turn 2, they're around the outside of 3 cars, including Charles Leclerc there on the exit of the corner there. Really just sort of found an opportunity around the outside, and we've certainly been able to capitalise on that one there. Straight up into P9 of this Grand Prix. But Charles Leclerc, obviously in that Renault car, so quick down the straight. Surely he's going to be able to have a look up the inside there, and he is going to go sending it back up the inside of ourselves. Can we get the traction on the exit of the corner there? No, obviously Charles Leclerc made it into the top 10. He's starting on that set of the soft compound tyres there. Completely ruins his run through the kink though. Not too sure what that was all about, so we do move ourselves, end up back into P9 of the Grand Prix there. But like I said, Charles Leclerc on that set of these soft compound tyres, it's going to be very difficult to try and hold him up for very long. And once again, you can see having a look up the inside as we head down in towards the final few corners of the lap there. Squeezes me out wide, and yeah, Charles Leclerc back up into P9 of the Grand Prix there. But I mean, still up 2 places as we head through the final couple of corners of lap 1 then. Definitely, since, you know, the patch a few months back with the AI, the starts, it's so much better, you know. You can actually, there's a little bit of extra unpredictability to it, but it, you know, there's actually the possibility to make up places on the opening lap there, and that is exactly what we needed on F1 in 2019. But over the next few laps though, we would really just fall away from those top guys. I'm not too sure. I think Lando Norris had some issues as well. So yeah, by lap 4 we'd lost 5 seconds to Charles Leclerc there, and you can see Devon Butler having a look up the inside of Lando Norris through turn 1. And yeah, we just found ourselves in no man's land at this stage of the race here. Just, yeah, Charles Leclerc was putting out well over a second a lap, and the guys behind were still losing quite a bit of time, stuck behind Lando Norris there, as I think there's actually a car falling to the wayside. The Toro Rosso of Danny Kvyat is out of the German Grand Prix there. But yeah, luckily, you know, we were fine with that at the moment. P10, we're in the points. That's the most important thing at the end of the day, and that's exactly what we're still trying to do in this HAAS Road to Glory career mode here. Season 3, we're just trying to solidify ourselves as, you know, a regular point scorer, everything like that. And you can see by the end of lap 6, though, few of the soft compound runners starting to come in for their first pit stop of the day there. The softs really can't go that long around at this German Grand Prix. Sort of 7, 8, maybe 9 or 10 laps if you really, really push it. But yeah, normally sort of 7 or 8 laps is pretty standard here. So over the next couple of laps, though, we would just, you know, be keeping our head down, keeping to ourselves, keeping the nose clean, everything like that, and just waiting for these guys through the pit stop window there and really just try to capitalise and make up some places where we can. The old race leader, actually, Pierre Gasly, comes out on the set of the medium compound tyres there, and he's right in front of us in this Grand Prix. And I mean, we've both got one pit stop to go in this race here, so effectively, at the moment, we're in net P2 of this Grand Prix, depending on obviously what the top 3 do. They might try to stretch a one stop, but I'd be quite surprised if they could do it around this circuit. It would definitely be very, very difficult on the tyres there. But yeah, we were trying to stick with Gasly, but that Red Bull was phenomenally quick around this circuit, and you can see pretty much instantly, as soon as we dropped out of that slipstream, there was nothing we could do to try and match the Red Bull car around this circuit here. As we head down through Sector 3 on the end of lap 9 here, now we can see the final couple of drivers starting to make their pit stops here, and Sebastian Vettel, from a set of the soft compound tyres there, has moved over to a set of the hards, so he might be trying to make it through to the end of this Grand Prix here. I mean, 24 laps is difficult, but not impossible around this circuit, so we'll wait and see over the next few laps here. And you can see Hulkenberg 1 lap later, he's taken those softs 11 laps in this Grand Prix there, and that's absolutely phenomenal work coming in by the Racing Point team there, because I honestly didn't believe that was going to be possible in this race here. But I mean, yeah, the Racing Points, they're giving it a go at the moment, so we'll wait and see in the latter stages of this race how well that works out for them. And yeah, over the next couple of laps though, you might have noticed in the background here, it was actually Max Verstappen and everyone else started to close it to the back of us here. You know, they're much quicker cars here, and there's really not going to be much I can do in terms of defence here. You know, our tyres were slowly starting to go off. We were planning on pitching fairly soon in this race there. Verstappen gets up the inside and towards the hairpin, and yeah, nothing we can really do in that situation there. The Racing Point of Hulkenberg thought about trying to look up the inside there in towards the hairpin, but wasn't going to be able to make anything work this time around here. And yeah, hopefully we can just keep our nose clean. Hopefully no one goes for a lunge anywhere that we don't want them to, but at the moment, you know, these guys have got so much extra grip and so much extra pace in those cars around us here. It looks like Hulkenberg, he thinks about going for a move up the inside in towards Sector 3, just like Charles Leclerc did at the start of this race there. But he thinks better of it this time around. Very, very lucky for me in that situation that he didn't actually go for that one, in all honesty. But through the final couple of corners of lap 12, though, we're now a third of the way through this Grand Prix at the moment. And yeah, the mediums, they're still holding up all right then. Hulkenberg up the inside in towards turn 1, though. Yeah, we're just going to try and avoid that a bit of contact on the exit of the corner there as we try to get the run out of the corner there. Bottas is going to try and look around the outside as well. They were just trying to slot in behind Hulkenberg. And yeah, it's getting very, very difficult at the moment here with just the pace delta that we've lost to these guys at the moment there. We've now got the DRS on Nico Hulkenberg here. Is Bottas? Bottas seems to be gaining ever so slightly. No, runs almost into the back of me there. We have a look to the outside of Hulkenberg in towards the hairpin here, and it's all kicking off at the moment in this German Grand Prix there. Hulkenberg parks it on the exit of the corner there, and at the moment we're just not letting Bottas get an opportunity as well here. And you know, this wasn't my plan in this race. I wanted to get out of the way of these guys as quickly as possible here, but also losing myself as little time as well. You can see by the end of lap 14, Bottas still hadn't made the move work on ourselves here, so we were really, really just hanging on in there at the moment. A big lockup though as we head through the Sachs curve there, and I don't think Bottas, we go side by side through the final little S section there, and I think, are we going to dive it into the pits? Yes, we do. End of lap 14 there. Had enough of trying to fight these guys as, well, I wasn't trying to fight them, it just was the way it ended up in this Grand Prix there. So yeah, we do dive it into the pit lane though. I think we've got a few more drivers, people like Devon Butler have stayed out a couple of extra laps there. Both Butler and Ricciardo staying out just a couple more laps on the set of the medium compound tyres there. But onto a set of hards. Hopefully these will take us right the way through to the end of this Grand Prix here. You can see how much time we've gained over the McLarens, my teammate, everything like that. We already had, you know, over a pit stop margin over these guys. So that was really, really reassuring to see as well here. Because yeah, at the moment we just still it felt like we were going to be in a bit of a pace window. You can see the gap to the guys in front here, and are we going to see more of the AI go for that two-stop? Surely, from quite a lot of them, it'll have to happen there. Ricciardo and Hamilton dive it into the pits on the end of lap 16 here, pretty much now at the halfway stage of this race there. And Hamilton on another set of the mediums there. I think he's obviously going to be trying to take those right the way through to the end. And yeah, we have now lost, obviously, completely the place to the Renault man there. You can see Devon Butler would be in as well momentarily after. So yeah, back up inside the top 10 though, once more in this Grand Prix there. 2.9 seconds to Hamilton. I don't think, unless those tyres fall off the cliff, we're really going to be able to do anything to try and hassle him in the latter stages of this Grand Prix here. But once again, just back out in no man's land in this race here. And by the end of lap 26, yeah, 12-second gap to Bottas up the road now, and the gap to Devon Butler behind us is, what's it going to be? Devon Butler comes over the line. It's going to be about 8.8 seconds to the Mercedes man. So at this stage of the Grand Prix, I was trying to play it a bit smart here. I was going to try and dive it in and go onto a set of these soft compound tyres for the final few laps of this Grand Prix. Try and take the fastest lap point, and try to, obviously, we'd have to sneak back up inside the top 10 here and get the, the 2 points rather than the 1 at this stage of the race, because, we just, yeah, I don't know, we had nothing going on in this race, so I thought we may as well try and make it a little bit interesting as well here. Try to get that fastest lap, but yeah, these HAAS even, I should say, weren't quite working out as well as I wanted anyway. So yeah, we were going to try and give it a go there. We drop back down to P12 at this stage of the race there. Come back out in the pit lane once again here, and you can see we actually lose the place to Daniel Ricciardo as well there. So we're back down to P13 of this race there. 5 laps to go of the Grand Prix. I think Devon Butler's going to be, what, about 8-9 seconds up the road, so it might be difficult towards the end of this one. We'll have to wait and see in this race there. But first up is Daniel Ricciardo, and yeah, just a sitting duck down the straight. He actually tried to be very, very aggressive with the squeeze there, but I mean, we were definitely getting past him, so there was no point in trying to do that. But yeah, we now move ourselves back up into P12 here, and now we're going to try and close up the gap to Lando Norris and Devon Butler in this race here. And hopefully over the next couple of laps we can try and do that. You can see by the end of lap 30, purple and green, and yeah, we do set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix there, 1:11.0. Now Devon Butler just 4 seconds up the road there, so he had taken a lot of time out of him over these last couple of laps here. And you can see, hopefully, if Devon Butler and Lando Norris keep battling, that could really, really help us out here. But unfortunately, lap 32, 3 laps to go, the gap, it was just coming down by less and less every single lap here at the moment. And now we had the Alfa Romeo in the way as well here, and it looked like Lando Norris has started to build up a bit of an advantage over Devon Butler as well here. So we've got 2.5 second margin, 2.5 laps to go of this Grand Prix. Are we going to be able to do enough to try and close it to the back of these guys? So you can see lap 33, Devon Butler now 1.1 up the road here. I think Lando Norris is going to be too far to try and close up to at the end of this Grand Prix. So we have definitely bottled that unless we see a retirement in the last 2 laps of this race here. But we were still taking time out of Devon Butler at this late stage of the Grand Prix here. Just 1.5 laps to go, and now we can, he's clearly in the attack range now. If we, with these fresher tyres still, they've definitely got a lot more grip than him. They had stayed in quite good nick throughout this stint. It wasn't trying to push him too far in this race. It was only sort of a 6-7 lap stint right in the down stages there. And you can see heading through in towards Sector 3 just how much extra grip we had, running a little bit wide out into the gravel trap here. But we still had 1 more lap to go. And although I think P10, yeah, the Williams is way too far up the road now to go for that, we've definitely bottled this strategy. I think P11, a little bit of bragging rights over the Mercedes still. We've proved ourselves to be better than them so far this season. We definitely need to try and finish ahead of Devon Butler once again here, running very, very wide through turn 1 there. But 1 lap to go of the German Grand Prix. Surely Devon Butler, there's going to be nothing he can do in terms of defence there. We need to get good drive at turn 2 and at turn 3 there, using the overtake mode, everything like that. Rich revs, the DRS and the ERS, everything in the car there. We get up the inside, and yeah, Devon Butler, nothing you can do about that. He tries to give us a bit of a Ricciardo-esque squeeze, but we get around the outside, running a little bit deep into the hairpin there, but we do get the car slowed down, and yeah, we now slot ourselves up into P11 of the Grand Prix there. Another last lap move coming out in the HAAS Road to Glory here, but Devon Butler, I don't think he's done with this just yet. He gets very, very close in towards the Mercedes grandstand there. I'm sure they'd love to see an overtake going in to that corner on the final lap of the Grand Prix for Devon Butler there. But I mean, Mercedes, it's definitely been a fall from grace for them over the last couple of seasons here. Champions with Hamilton in 2019. Obviously, he's gone, Bottas has gone. They've had a complete refresh in that team. And yeah, they are basically just a shell of their former selves at this point of the season there. But through the final corner, it's P11 at the end of the German Grand Prix. Not quite the race I wanted, but we'll take it.
Pick up rubber and bring it home.
Brilliant stuff from Red Bull today. What a superb victory. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Sebastian Vettel will be very happy with that result as he extends his championship lead. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Nico Hülkenberg did an excellent job out on the track today. He played aggressively and knew exactly when to capitalise on openings throughout the race.
Let's move on to the Constructors. Our championship leaders retain their position, but their lead is shrinking. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So there we are then, guys, the end of the German Grand Prix, and it is Pierre Gasly who takes the W there for Red Bull. Completely dominant drive by him on the two-stop strategy. He still was able to stay ahead of the Germans in the racing point. Now, Hülkenberg and Vettel, though, I'm sure they'll both take a podium in their home Grand Prix. I'm sure they would have loved the win, but a podium isn't the worst thing in the world as well. They're ahead of Max Verstappen in the other Red Bull. They're still, every single week at the moment, losing points out to Sebastian Vettel, his main title rival here. Hamilton and Leclerc for Renault in 5th and 6th after a bit of a weird strategy by them. And Lucas Weber, Sergio Perez, Bottas and Lando Norris round out the point scorers there for Ferrari and Williams. We came through for 11th in the end with the fastest lap ahead of both Mercedes there. Lance Stroll in the McLaren in 14th, actually a lap down in the end, ahead of my teammate Romain Grosjean there, with Sainz, Albon, Raikkonen and Giovinazzi rounding out the finishes there. Danny Kvyat, unfortunately the only man not to make it through to the end of the Grand Prix after a very, very early retirement in the race there. And yeah, Toro Rosso, it's still such a shame to see them because they just seem to never be making progress in this series as well there. But that's the way Formula One works sometimes. They see in the championship, Hülkenberg and Verstappen now tied for 2nd place. They're 30 points back from Sebastian Vettel, so he's now got a full race wins margin there over his main title rivals there. Hamilton in 4th still at the moment. They're tied with Pierre Gasly ahead of Charles Leclerc, Lucas Weber, Valtteri Bottas, and we're still up in P9 at the moment. They're ahead of Lando Norris and Sergio Perez. They're in 10th and 11th. And then you get the Mercedes even, I should say, of Devon Butler, the last man to have scored points there. Danny Rick still 0 points on the board ahead of my teammate Grosjean, both McLarens and then the Alphas and the Toro Rossos at the rear of the field there. Racing Point, a 41-point lead at the top of the Constructors as well. They're ahead of Red Bull, Renault, Ferrari, Williams, ourselves, Mercedes, then Toro Rosso, McLaren and Alpha round out the teams there. But thank you all so much for watching this video. Do get yourself subscribed if you're new around here and you do want to see more of the HAAS Road to Glory career mode. And hopefully we will be back next time for the Hungarian Grand Prix.